Fresh and Fit Money Clips. Discover the future of cryptocurrency with Myron Fresh and special guest Richard Hart. Join the captivating discussion about Hexcoin on the Fresh and Fit Podcast Money Monday show. Don't miss a beat. Hit subscribe and catch the YouTube short pod for quick insights. Presented by Moneyclips. The full-length podcast awaits you on Rumble and YouTube. Subscribe now and stay ahead in the crypto game with Myron Fresh and Richard Hart exclusively on the Fresh and Fit Podcast.
That I heard of Bitcoin or of cryptocurrency or anything like that. So I went through the 17 bull bust, basically into 18. And then one of my friends, a common friend with Richard, told me after that bust, I was like, fuck crypto. I'm never going to be in crypto again. This thing sucks or whatever. I made money, but then I lost it. Right. And they said that I should talk to Richard Hart, that his principles seemed like they had merit out of all of the 99% of crypto that seemed like it was just a promise coin and not going to go anywhere. Richard had the greatest potential. And that guy's worth 100 million or more at the time. He's worth a lot more now. If you've gone to the United States Postal Service website, basically his company developed that. So he was in government contracting and things like that.
Oh, wow.
And so I trusted his reference. And that's the first time I ever even Googled for this guy's name. So that was my introduction, was 2018 into 19.
And you said you had retired earlier?
Yeah, so I've had a long medical career. Yeah. So earlier, 17 until 22 years old, was 1st Reconnaissance Battalion, Camp Pendleton, California, deployed first Gulf War. I was within the first 500 people in country when Saddam invaded Kuwait.
Thank you for your service, bro.
So I did all that stuff. Thank you. So I did all that stuff. But in my 40s, I'd been selling my time for a high dollar wage and having a little bit of real estate.
So, real quick.
Speaking of dates,
yeah, man,
looking good for your dates. Today's sponsor
is TJ Lee, guys. If you want to go ahead and make sure that you don't have cold ass leads like our boy right here that's calling from a blizzard, and you want to have some good skin when you show up for the date, make sure to get some TJ Lee, guys. Probably one of the best skincare products is for men, right? It's retard proof, as I would say. Oh, I shouldn't have said that, have I?
It's fine.
Well, it's dummy proof, guys.
Easy to use.
Yo, it's easy to use, guys.
Yep.
Literally, it comes in with the day and the nighttime instructions on there, because you're going to have, obviously, a day and a nighttime routine. It comes with a moisturizer, super serum. I like the level 3 because it comes with the daytime moisturizer, nighttime moisturizer, super serum for your skin, right? And eye circle. And they also come have an eye cream.
Yeah.
So, you can get rid of those, like, dark eyes, if you're not sleeping and shit like that, it'll help with minimizing that as well.
We super late, so we need that.
Yeah, so yeah, man, it's really easy to use. Good skincare, has the whole routine. It comes in a box, nice and simple. You get it re-upped, every month or so, depending on how often you want it. But yeah, man, guys, you got to take care of your skin, man. If you don't take care of your skin, it's a big sign of your vitality, man. If your skin's all fucked up, people are going to assume something's wrong with you and you're fucked up. So, guys, take care of yourselves. This isn't just about getting in shape in the gym and looking good and getting your teeth clean and everything else like that. Your teeth is also, your skin and your teeth are a huge representation of your cleanliness and your hygiene, man. So you got to stay, nice and smooth with the skincare and take care of it with some Tiege Haley. Get handsome, you know what I'm saying? You're tired of looking ugly, looking like shit, go ahead and get some goddamn Tiege, all right?
But really not becoming as successful as I thought I could be. So that's when I started businesses. And that's one of the things that Richard really talks about is how can you scale? You can't scale your time. You're only going to have 168 hours a week.
Yeah.
That's all you're going to have. So how do you scale that? So like I said, my introduction really started with startup culture as far as like businesses and investing and speculating, VC stuff. And then later pivoted into
crypto broke. Like I wrote a couple self-help books, give them out for free to people. t.me/Sci-Vive. If you listen to on YouTube, the audio version for free. And it's weird because crypto broke most of that advice. So I'll teach you how to write good ads, hire good employees, which markets to go into. But if you buy the right crypto and hold it, you're going to make more money than you'll ever possibly make working as hard as you can, doing anything, including startups. So startups is second best.
Wow.
And it's just like, it seems impossible. And the reason that you can do that is because we are printing money out of thin air to compete with other money that's printed out of thin air called the dollar. The difference is they print too much and it's been around too long.
Right.
Because we're new and we've got less overhead, less negative externalities, we're competing in the biggest market in the world. The biggest market in the world is finance.
Right.
And I got to tell you something, the world shouldn't actually be that way. Because the only things that really matter in the world is goods and services. And all this finance is just overhead, it's friction, it's just middleware. You can't, like with dollars, you can't eat them. You can't build a house out of them. Because I was just kind of stealthy, right? Like no one knew I've been in Bitcoin since 2011. It was 50 cents.
2011?
Yeah, 2011. It was 50 cents. I used to mine it. So I was getting 50 Bitcoin on my computer every couple hours, just running my GPUs. So I was one of the first GPU miners. It was like a video card. So it's just weird now because when people ask me, like, what should I do? The old answer used to be, you got to start a business.
Right.
But now that's actually bad advice because of crypto. Crypto is insane and it won't always be that way. Once enough people are in, you'll S-curve out and you're not going to, like, Bitcoin's S-curved out right now. The dumps are the same. You'd already dumped 75%, but the pumps are 10 times less. So you get the same dumps with 10 times less pumps, but it takes people a long time to figure out that they bought the top, of the S-curve. You're not going to get another 100x in Bitcoin. Like, you might have to wait 30 years for that. It might take a long time. Well, I mean, it dipped pretty good, so you might be able to get 100x in 10 years or something.
Because my thought was that, like, the best way to have money is start a business. So you're saying now crypto is the number one thing.
Just check the chart. I mean, it's real obvious. You got the most A-class companies in the S&P 500. If you go back 16 years, you get a 3x your money. You 3x your money or 2x your money in like 15 years. I think 2x in 15 years is what you would have got. That's it. Yep. S&P 500 did a 2x in 15 years. Hex did a 10,000x in 2 years. Literally.
Wow.
Yep. Ethereum went from $88 during the COVID dip. When COVID happened, it went from $88 to $5,000. Bitcoin went from 3,800 to 69,000. So do you want to make a 2x in 15 years? Or do you want to make like a 20x in a year and a half, or a 50x or 1,000x? These are real numbers. This is real math. This is a real chart. And look, man, I bought the world's largest diamond with crypto. I bought $10 million of car. It's Richard Hart.
Yo, it's good.
Elon, you've been smoking, dog. You sound high, bro.
Bro, let me tell you.
I think your boy trolled you, dog.
Yo.
If that Elon Musk, I'll be Elon, let me get a Tesla, dog. Anyway.
Fresh, fucking gullible as hell. Stupid. All right, fantastic. This nigga really believed it. I was like, what the fuck?
You lucky you just call Nigeria and get billed $100 for that right there, man.
Okay, let's move on.
So you were talking about the inflation with the money in the banks. So, man, I'm trying to remember
the only thing that matters in the world is goods and services.
Yeah,
and all this finance crap. The less freight trains, they lose everything. Cryptocurrency was invented to get rid of middlemen. Cryptocurrency was get rid of counterparty risk. You control your own finances with your own keys. No one can steal it from you unless you're stupid and you lose them. Yeah. So what do people do? The opposite. They take their keys, their power, their control. They give it to somebody else. They lose all their money. They become a headline. X number, $100 million lost. I invented a product which literally solves this. You earn yield while you hold your keys. So what's everyone do? Give their money to somebody else, lose all their money, go bankrupt. I warned people years before Celsius went bankrupt to take your money out. You're going to be a headline. You are picking up pennies in front of freight trains. And I've seen people, I've done live streams with them, and straight to their face, I'm like, you're risking your whole stack for 7% right now. You're doing that. I invented a solution to it, but you're going to do it. And then you see them, a year and a half later, I lost all my money on the thing. I'm sad now. I'm leaving the industry. Bear market wrecks a lot of people. So you've seen exchanges going left to right. Exchange called Hotbit, locked everybody out, taking the website offline, has a cool story about some indictment, blah, blah, blah. That's a story. So you just jack everybody for their money. Okay. Celsius, jack everybody for their money. Luna, jack everybody for money. Everybody jacking everybody for their money. We, 100% perfect, flawless uptime. I just want some... Everybody that gets people wrecked and is bankrupt on the day and drew the chart and said, look, man, it's over. We're going down 85%. We're going down to 10,000. I still believe that. And I'll tell you why I believe it. 3% of all Bitcoin is held by the Grayscale Trust. Now, 3% don't sound like a lot, but of the available trading supply, 3% is massive. And so usually that trades at a 20% premium to spot Bitcoin because there's some regulatory arbitrage. If you're an investment company, you can't just buy currencies. It's not in your document. Your document don't let you just buy whatever you want. You can only buy these things. You can buy stocks, but you can't just buy a regular weird currency. And so what people do is they buy this fake Bitcoin, this encumbered Bitcoin, this encapsulated Bitcoin from the Grayscale Trust. And then, so it's called a private placement round. They have their private placement round for their accredited investors. They get hundreds of millions of dollars. They go buy spot Bitcoin with it. They put it in a trust. You can't redeem it. You can't take it out to arbitrage it. And you would only do that if it was at a premium like it normally is. But now it's not at a premium. It's a discount. So you could buy Grayscale Bitcoin for a third less than a normal Bitcoin. Now that sounds like a good deal. But here's the problem. That discount used to be like 10%, 5%. And so you thought you was buying a good deal, getting a 5% discount back when Bitcoin was way higher. But then the discount increased and the Bitcoin went down. You lost twice. And so until that Grayscale discount goes away, because let me tell you, man, if you buy something for a third off, you just made 50% your money. That's how the math works. So if something used to be $1, you get it a third off, you get it for 66 cents. From Mt. Gox, that's the exchange that failed in 2013, 2014. That's 140,000 coins going to get handed out to people. That's all sell pressure. That's another few $1 billion. And then we got Ross Ulbricht's coin from the Silk Road. He's got, I don't know, $1 billion, $2 billion, something like that, probably. All this got to hit the market. I want to see, it would be great if we could get a nice clean bottom, wash out Gox, wash out the Finex hacker, wash out Ross Ulbricht Silk Road coins, let Sailor, I mean, he didn't take on that much leverage, so he could probably survive it, but let him sweat real good, let all the NFT guys lose all their money, let all the scam people get scammed out, and find a good, solid bottom. Let that grayscale premium disappear, or the discount disappear. New moon. We go back to the moon. And it would be perfect if the inflation chilled out a little bit because they've been raising rates, and then they start printing again. And we're a risk on asset. Stocks will go up. Crypto will go up more. That's the dream bottom. That's the bottom I hope for. Because sometimes it's a little different. We never had a double top before. This time we had a double top because these guys bought it on leverage, and it cost them everything. They're 3 Arrows Capital is bankrupt. They lost billions.
Oh, wow.
El Salvador lost money. The president of El Salvador buying on Coinbase on a cell phone like a joke. Ha ha. Look, I don't know how to get good order execution. I'm using a cell phone like a noob. It's crazy to me, dog. I like anybody, any retail degenerate trader could have at least spread them orders across a couple exchanges to get less slippage. Like, it's just, I don't know, man. These people crazy. All the people that lose all your money, lots of followers. People that save your life, not that many followers.
Wow.
Only 250,000.
So, okay. So there was a lot there.
That's the plan.
Sorry.
Right there.
Yeah.
That's the plan.
No. That's cool. I'm just trying to distill some of that. So you foresee Bitcoin going down to 10K?
Yes. Yeah. And it could go deeper. Here's why it could go deeper. Historically, we only do 85% drops. Okay. When I bought Bitcoin, it was $30. It went down to $2. My introduction to Bitcoin was a 93% drop.
Oh.
And you know what? That's fine. I wish I had bought more at 2. I really do. Because it's 25K today.
Yeah.
2 to 25,000, a 93% drop.
Oh.
And you know what? That's fine. I wish I had bought more at 2. I really do. Because it's 25K today.
Yeah.
2 to 25,000 is a 12,000x. It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's not bad. Hex did better. Well, actually, Hex didn't do better. But staking, it did better. But we only did a 10,000x so far. We're only 1,000 days old. Bitcoin's a lot older. So if another thing that I can teach you generally is if you have something with product market fit and it dips a lot, consider dollar cost averaging. That's his name, dollar cost. Because it half a Bitcoin
Yes,
through
he did.
Tesla,
Yeah.
and the price barely moved. So if you want a crypto that barely moves when you buy $1 billion of it, Bitcoin will do that for you. Barely moves up.
Secret bag of Doge too.
And then guess what he did? He said, we're going to accept it for Tesla cars, and we're never going to sell the Bitcoin we get. And then he said, you know what? Sell the Bitcoin. And the trick was, he said he would never sell the Bitcoin they got for cars, but they would sell the Bitcoin that they bought. And so he tested the liquidity by selling like $800 million Bitcoin, dumping it. So he bought it. He said nice things about it and pumped it. And then he dumped it. And when he was done dumping it, you know what he said? This stuff sucks. It blows up the environment. Who knew? I'm a rocket scientist, but I just discovered it was bad for the environment. And also, you can't use it to buy cars anymore. Lol. Bought it, pumped it, and get rich. Well, let's have this guy stare at a screen and let him draw some lines on a chart. And then let's have this guy stare at a screen and he draws lines at a chart. This guy thinks it goes up. This guy thinks it goes down. We don't care. We're in the middle. We get rich. Fight each other. Go fight. Try and steal each other's money. Yeah. Get his money. Yeah. Screw him. Screw that guy. That's what it is. That's what trading is. You're trying to take somebody else's money with the computer as your weapon.
Yeah.
He don't want you to have his money. He wants your money. You guys are both dicks. You ain't making nothing good in the world. You making the world a worse place. This is a net negative game.
Yeah.
You ain't helping nobody. And so instead of this peer-on-peer violence, go and do something good with your life. Build a good or a product or service, and people will give you their money happily and suggest their friends do the same and make the world a better place.
Yeah.
And so you can get people's money in an honest way. You ain't got to steal it by force. And trading is attempting to steal by force somebody else's money. And they say, oh, well, we're helping price discovery. You ain't helping no price discovery, bro. You a degenerate gambler trying to take somebody else's money by force. Stop doing that, because you're just going to get chopped up. The house rake is going to, every time y'all fight, house rake, liquidated. Ha, all gone. You ain't going to have no money left. And these guys going to have all the money. And then they're going to go advertise to find new stupid dudes like you. Yeah. That's sports betting. That's gambling. That's poker. That's trading. It's all the same net negative. Waste people's life. Turn them into losers. It ain't good for the world. That's how you destroy a society.
Wow.
Yeah. And then they're in the middle right there. They know exactly how many people are long and how many people are shorting. And then they can increase just on those scam wicks you're talking about to get people liquidated. So they take the money back. It's like, well, if we increase the price like 5%, we're going to take $80 million from the guys who are betting that's going to go the other direction.
I've heard if you run a Forex trading shop, I hear there's a liquidate people button. Because you're just like, I want to nuke my users, and you press the button. Because
they have all the data.
There's a software platform. Like I know dudes that used to run sport books in Costa Rica. There's software platforms you buy. Here's your call center. Here's your payment provider dudes, and then here's your software you use that everyone and private label it. Different people, a bunch of different people use the same software.
Wow.
Yeah. Look, man, success leaves clues. Everybody that tells you to make money is lying. Product. You use it, you don't use it. You mint your own rewards, you don't mint your own rewards. It's you and a contract. No middleman, no company, nobody can screw you. Now, what about Ponzi? You know what a Ponzi is? I'll teach you what a Ponzi is. Ponzi is where some guy, because he didn't make as much as he needed to pay everybody, and so it collapses under its own weight. Social Security is a Ponzi scheme.
Yep. Yeah.
Saving in the U.S. dollar is a Ponzi scheme. When you go to use your money that you saved, it ain't worth nothing no more.
Inflation.
Yep. Exactly. 100 years ago, you had $100. It bought a lot. Now, it don't buy nothing. It bought me a valet parking last night.
Facts.
That's it. $100 is valet parking now. So, Bitcoin is not a Ponzi scheme. It is not a pyramid scheme. Ethereum is not a Ponzi scheme. It's not a pyramid scheme. Hex is not a Ponzi scheme, not a pyramid scheme. But they can be bubbles. Yeah. Now, what's a bubble? Bubble's a human problem. Can't program it away. People think something's worth a lot, and then they think it's worth a lot less. It's a human perception issue. And so I've done a lot of things to get Hex to perform really well. I designed it to delay gratification, it's the only thing in the world I know that has a chart of future market supply. The only cryptocurrency I know of in the world has a chart of future market supply. We know this big stake can end here, so you can sell here. We know that this stake's ending here. We got a chart of the future end stakes. You can slot yours where there aren't any other ones for maybe reduce sell pressure on those days. That's a real cool financial innovation. To be able to predict the future, that's financial innovation. So it ain't a Ponzi, it ain't a pyramid, but it can be a bubble. Now, most bubbles, when they pop, they don't get back up. Yeah. I've been through 3, 4, 85 dips in Bitcoin. Keeps making new all-time highs. Hex has dipped 70%, like 8, 9 times. Keeps making new all-time highs. It dipped 60, 70, 50, 40, 75, 85%, and it just keeps making new all-time highs. Why? Less negative externalities, and that volatility is the price you pay for the world's best performing asset. Right. And Amazon dropped 95% in the year 2000. So people just don't know what to talk about. Yeah. Cryptocurrency solves counterparty risk. It's the opposite of a Ponzi. It's the opposite of a pyramid. There's no levels. There's no MLM. Wow. It is a bubble, but it keeps making new all-time highs.
Well said.
Yeah. Fair enough. I'll hit these chats real quick, and then
just last thing about game, and then we're out of here.
Okay. Because we got another episode for you guys. We're gonna be with bigger pockets, man. We're gonna talk real estate, baby.
Yes, sir.
DJ Daniel goes. RX is the smartest man in crypto. He and Forex Shark are making countless people rich with Hex and Drip. Okay. Richard, is there any place in the world you feel safe driving nice cars and wearing jewelry? That's $50 from 3 Dicklets.
I won't tell you because I want you there.
Fair enough.
I'm happy with you not there.
That's Ross, true. $300 goes. Thanks for having my man Richard Hart on. Thank you so much, Ross. I appreciate that. And then Richard Hart is the greatest. Enjoy life, brother. And that's from Ryan Lopez. Go #GoHex. Okay. Thank you so much. And then we got Richard is life changing. Thank you, RH. Thank you. And then we got Hex Monkey 5555. Richard and Hex changed my life and prosperity forever. So did people in the community like DCC and Funding Gym. Come join our community. Okay. And then we got the last for dollar cost crypto, and then crypto Q4 course. There you go. And then KCW, Richard is the best thing that ever happened to crypto. Thank you so much, KCW. Real quick before the game thing. So do you think that we're gonna a war with Taiwan? You think it's finish your point there?
Oh, right. So I think it all comes down to how much stress the Chinese government's in. If they're
not paying their mortgages either.
If they're desperate.
If they're desperate enough, war is a nice little cure. It's going to cause some big problems around the world, but they could just attack Taiwan to basically unite the rest of the countries to shut them up.
Right.
Okay. Maybe they learn from Russia and figure, hey, it don't work that good no more.
Yep.
You want to know what's going on in Russia and Ukraine right now?
What?
The West is fighting a proxy war.
Absolutely.
By destroying Russian armaments through the use of Ukrainian lives and Western weapons. The West is losing weapons and cash. The Ukrainians are losing lives, and the Russians are losing armaments.
That's true. Because the U.S. is giving the Ukrainians the weapons, and they're not really fighting, and the Ukrainians are either stealing them and selling them on the black market, or they're getting blown up by Russian rockets anyway.
Losing all their tanks.
And I'm not even sure how many Russians in the Russian army is Russian. There's a lot of conscripts in there.
Guys, it's your boy Fresh from FreshandFit Podcast. Today we're giving away an Ask Them Our event. That is right. You get a free car, trip to Miami, and 10K in your pocket. Who can beat that? It's pretty simple. $2 to enter. That's it. Click the link in the bio. See you guys in there.